KBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
At 10, I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Well, the snow is still falling as we speak, as well as gusty winds are blowing through. Let's send it straight over to Greg Barnhart to see how this winter storm and how long it's going to last.
Well, the snow itself is going to start tapering off a little bit overnight, more bands of it, but the wind is going to be really the main story as it continues to blow that snow and drift it across the roads through tomorrow. And that's why we still got the alert day through tomorrow. Saturday won't be as much snow falling. It'll be the blowing and drifting, especially in open countries and ridge lines and higher elevations. Blizzard warning to the south goes to midnight. The winter storm warning changes to a winter weather advisory for most of the area until 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. depending on location. That's because the snow is not going to accumulate that much after tonight. As you look at cameras right now, overall road conditions are snow covered a lot of areas down to 1 to 2 miles, especially around La Crosse. And we look at other areas to the west, La Crescent 2-4 miles. Ridgeway to the west 2 is also 6 miles. So once again, we're still seeing that 1 to 4 mile visibility range for across the area. And if you get down to 1 mile, you are accumulating on the roads. You can see the interstates there at Tomah and Black River Falls. There is snow on the road. So big picture shows that band is kind of just sitting right to the north of La Crosse. Otherwise, outside of that area, it's just light snow or not much in the way of snow. And you can see as we time this out, you're going to start seeing the back edge for areas to Preston and Decorah, not see much in the way of snow. La Crosse will see more of this light to maybe occasional moderate through the morning hours, but most of it will start tapering off towards the morning and pushing more towards Interstate 94. That'll continue throughout the morning, and eventually we'll start seeing it more become just showery in the afternoon. And that'll still be a problem for travel conditions, just to keep in mind of. That graphic got a little screwed up, but otherwise the wind chill to the bottom is the one to take note, and the temperatures falling through both locations through the afternoon. So that's a big story as we go into it. As you look at these temperatures, that's the current temperature right now. That's not wind chill up to Glasgow, and that's an idea of what's going to be coming our way coming Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is a very Arctic air mass that's going to really drop those wind chills. So once we get past Saturday, that's going to be the story going forward.
It's going to be bone cold. Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, Greg. Well, the weather is keeping people inside tonight for the most part, but downtown had a few people out bracing the snowstorm. Some said they were just tired of being cooped up inside.
Well, we've been at home the whole day and we wanted dinner, so we walked to Bodega and had a beer and a sandwich.
Bundling up and walking in this weather doesn't bother Tester. She says a snow-covered downtown is like a movie.
Well, with sub-zero temperatures approaching, it is important to make sure you're staying protected. As we enter a brisk weekend, to say the least, folks need to be aware of the risks that come along with it, like frostbite and hypothermia. Frostbite happens when your skin or the tissue below it begin to freeze, especially when your skin is exposed in sub-zero temperatures. Director of Tri-State Ambulance explains their protocols when they encounter someone with frostbite.
What we want to do is remove them from the environment, start the rewarming process, get their wet clothing off, get them warm and dry, and then transport to an appropriate facility.
Wendell also adds folks need to be cautious late at night, especially those leaving the downtown area and when heading home. Flights at the La Crosse airport had been canceled except for a couple. The airport's website today was showing an American Airlines flight from O'Hare was expected to arrive on time. There's since been one cancellation added. The flight to Chicago tomorrow was expected to depart on time. We'll be keeping you updated during the overnight hours on that status.
Well, because of those frigid temperatures and blustery weather, many schools and daycares were closed today. We also want to make you aware of some other closures in the Coulee region. Vernon County Senior Nutrition Sites and ADRC Meals on Wheels in Trempealeau are closed today. Aptive in La Crosse, as well as the county senior nutrition sites in both La Crosse County and Monroe County are closed. The Holman and Wafer food pantries kept their doors closed today, along with Planned Parenthood and the YWCA Reach Center. For a detailed list of current closings and delays, go to news8000.com. That link is on your screen. These cold temperatures aren't stopping hungry shoppers from hitting the grocery store. Folks flocked to Festival Foods today, filling their carts with essentials as they prepare to battle out the remainder of this winter storm. Store director Michael Gates says even though he thought business would be slower today, foot traffic has been surprisingly steady, and that it's not just the basic necessities that are flying off the shelves. News 8 Now's Jeremy spoke with one customer who says she thought she would see more snow this morning.
I expected it to be worse this morning. I walked at 6 o'clock with my dog this morning, and there was hardly any new snow on the ground at that time. So, yeah, I thought there would be more.
Just like some customers we spoke with, Hauser is planning on staying in this weekend as temperatures drop. Well, a 70-year-old La Crosse man will spend a decade in prison for sexually assaulting a 4-year-old girl. A jury convicted Arnie Hart of first-degree repeated sexual assault of a child in October. Hart denied the allegations during his trial. Judge Scott Horn handed down a sentence of 10 years in prison and 5 years extended supervision. He's forbidden to have any contact with the victim or her family.
A former Village of Wilton clerk and treasurer is accused of stealing thousands of dollars from her village. According to the criminal complaint, 40-year-old Leah Barton is charged with 9 felonies, including identity theft and tampering with public records. Barton was Wilton's clerk and treasurer from 2021 until she resigned last summer. Village officials discovered numerous charges on unauthorized credit cards. Barton also allegedly wiped village computer data to cover her tracks. Barton told police she'd planned on paying it all back, but got confused and lost track. She later admitted while on the job she'd think to herself, quote, "Screw this place," and that she couldn't care less about village finances. Wilton officials say the village went $200,000 over its spending budget in 2022. Again, that was during the time Barton was clerk. And as I've previously reported, this is not the first time Barton has been accused of abusing her position in the village. We'll have those associate links on our website.
Certain 17-year-olds in Wisconsin could become licensed EMS first responders under a new bill. Current law only allows candidates to become officially registered as a practitioner at age 18. Eau Claire area Republicans behind the bill say this change would help staffing shortages with rural emergency services. Altoona's fire and rescue chief says he started as a volunteer responder in a rural area, and this bill can help those rural services improve response times.
Because there are places that sometimes when an emergency takes place, no one shows up or there's a significant amount of downtime.
In Wisconsin, 43% of EMS services have staffing numbers of 6 or fewer. The national average emergency response time is 7 minutes.
La Crosse's Democratic candidate for Congress is pulling out of the race. Tara Johnson says she is prioritizing time with family as she processes her father's recent death. She also says Democrats running in a crowded field would take away the focus of beating incumbent Republican Derek Van Orden. The Democratic primary for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district is now a 3-person race between Stevens Point Assemblywoman Katrina Shankland and 2 Eau Claire candidates, Rebecca Cook and Eric Wilson. UWL political science professor Anthony Chergosky says Johnson's exit means La Crosse is now a key battleground for the August Democrat primary.
I think it's fair to say that Shankland will do well in Stevens Point. I think it's fair to say that Rebecca Cook will do well in Eau Claire, but who can expand beyond their geographic base? And most notably, who can expand their base into La Crosse?
Now, Johnson had a number of notable local endorsements, including 94th District Assemblyman Steve Doyle and Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski, who's from Eau Claire. Chergosky says the remaining candidates could work quickly to try and grab a foothold in La Crosse.
The deadline for parties to submit new Wisconsin legislative maps has passed. Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled in December the current GOP drawn maps are unconstitutional. The court ordered parties to draw new maps that aren't gerrymandered or intentionally drawn to favor one party over another. Democratic plaintiffs initially sued over the current maps. Governor Evers, the GOP legislature, and a conservative law firm all submitted designs. The court has hired 2 consultants to review the proposals by the start of February.
Houthi militants are saying American aggression will not go unpunished.
This coming after the U.S. and U.K. launched an airstrike on the rebel group in Yemen.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Dad always said I was special, that I would do something big someday. But for a while, we were just worried about getting to tomorrow. At UW Health, we found the team that made it their mission Not just to get me through the day, but to give me a new life and a new kidney. Now my future is infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
Introducing Ultimate Precision LLC, your trusted partner for precision craftsmanship. From interior to exterior, our expert painters bring life to your vision with impeccable precision. Our masonry and building restoration team breathes new life into the old, preserving history for generations to come. We're the masters of tuck pointing, securing your structure's integrity, one brick at a time. Ultimate Precision LLC, where craftsmanship meets perfection. We're here to deliver the ultimate precision.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Houthi leaders have said American aggression will not go unpunished and that attacks in the Red Sea will continue after a U.S.-led coalition launched airstrikes on the rebel group in Yemen.
CBS News correspondent Willie James Inman reports from Washington.
Iran-backed Houthi militants are vowing to retaliate after American forces led a multinational airstrike on the rebel group in Yemen. The coalition bombardment came in response to weeks of Houthi drone and missile attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea, a vital trade route. President Joe Biden was asked Friday if he thinks the mission was a success.
Yes. I don't think there's any civilian casualties. That's another reason why it's a success.
Amid concerns of a widening conflict in the region, the president addressed whether the U.S. is now in a proxy war with Iran.
No. Iran does not want a war with us.
U.S. military officials say more than 150 precision-guided munitions struck over 60 targets at nearly 30 locations, including command centers, missile and drone launch sites, and air defense systems.
Dozens and dozens of targets struck, again, intended to degrade and disrupt the capability of the Houthis to conduct these kinds of reckless and illegal attacks.
In Yemen, thousands of demonstrators turned out in the capital, burning American and Israeli flags. Targeting ships in the Red Sea since November, the Houthis have said they were avenging Israel's offensive in Gaza against Hamas.
The Houthis are targeting ships that have no connection to Israel in any way, ships that, truly have nationalities from 50 or so countries from all around the world.
The U.S. Navy warned American ships to stay out of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden for 72 hours. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
The U.S. government has confirmed that Iranian forces themselves seized an oil tanker off the coast of Oman carrying U.S.-sanctioned crude oil.
They're raising tensions even further between American forces and adversaries in the region. We'll be taking a closer look at the road conditions and getting the latest on the snowy weather when we return.
Have your own 5-star experience at Dahl Auto.
Hi folks, Harvey Wood of Wood Sales and Service here. It all started with steel chainsaws 55 years ago. Wood Sales is now one of the largest family-owned and operated outdoor power equipment dealers in the Coulee region. We feature a large selection of products and services. Find Steel, Cub Cadet, Altos, Rambo e-bikes, Coyote tractors and implements, Valley forestry equipment, Central wood boilers, Green Mountain pellet grills. Wood Sales and Service, Black River Falls. Family-owned and operated for 55 years. WoodSalesService.com.
The robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build a habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward? Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
The Board Store Home Improvements. Everyday low prices on bathroom remodels for seniors and families. Contact us today for a prompt, free estimate. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Before we get to your full weather forecast, we want to get an on-the-ground view on how road conditions are in the La Crosse area. So for that, we go live to our storm runner and News 8 Now reporter Jeremy Wall with the latest on conditions. Jeremy.
Yeah, Ken, we just drove from the south side of La Crosse. Right now, we're right by the Ultra Federal Credit Union diagonal from McDonald's. Not a big difference in the road conditions. When we were downtown earlier, we saw cars speeding and driving as if it's any normal day. We can't stress this enough. If you're here on the road, definitely take your time, slow down, and be cognizant of other drivers. That's the latest on the streets of La Crosse. For now, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
All right, Jeremy, thanks very much, and stay safe out there. Drive slow, although that's for our photographer, John, who's at the wheel.
Right,
Jeremy,
he's not driving.
In the meantime, let's get a sense of how much snow fell across the region and what we can expect this weekend with our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart, and your full weather forecast.
Yeah, hold on a second. I had to help some batteries there, so that's why I'm a little bit delayed on things. Overall, if you look at the temperatures right now, that is what we were concerned about next coming. You see those cold temperatures out to the west, 20, 30 below in the Dakotas. That's the big picture that's going to be coming once the snow stops. But for right now, we still got some bands. Like I said, you see some darker blue in certain areas. That's where you're going to pick up more snow. Otherwise, a lot of the rest of the area just occasionally see some light snow. The wind's the bigger story right now, but still, if you get in one of these bands that sits there, you can dump, another half to inch of snowfall fairly quickly. Bigger picture, there's your low beginning to lift to the north. It is starting to on the backside, beginning to break up a little bit, and then much colder air is sinking all the way south. The whole U.S. is going to be under really cold stuff for quite a while, at least for another 7 to 10 days. There's your snow. We got the alert day through tomorrow. Once again, the blowing and drifting is really the main factor tomorrow that we're going to deal with, and less in the way of snowfall. Winter storm warnings, once again, out till midnight. They change to an advisory afterwards for the blowing snow and blowing snow. Blizzard conditions too till about midnight, and then it'll probably just be winter storm warnings after that too. Waking up, a lot of the snow by the time you wake up will be like I-94 and east of the area. However, some of the areas will still see a few showers. Not a lot of accumulation during this time. By the afternoon time frame, you're going to notice we're going to start seeing snow showers pop up with the colder air. But notice the temperatures by noon we're to the 15s. We started out about 20, now we're in the teens, single digits. Time we get to the afternoon hour along with the showers, you'll notice by the time we get to 6 p.m. temperatures now fallen instead of risen on the day. 9 at La Crosse, but they're below 0. So really tomorrow you're going to see falling temperatures throughout the day, and eventually just a few flurries, but overall you're going to see temperatures continue to fall to about sub-zero as we get closer to Saturday night. Overall, if you look at snow amounts through 7 a.m., a lot of it now is pushed east, 1 to 2. A lot of the areas west will be 1 inch. But once again, if you're in one of these bands, you could pick up a quick 1 inch. But the thing is, we're not going to see a lot more accumulation. And tomorrow, really, unless you're under some of these snow showers, you may pick up a little bit. Otherwise, it might be a ½ inch or less for most areas tomorrow. Once again, it's the blowing snow and drifting that'll be the issue tomorrow, because the wind speeds are peaking right now. They will start dropping off a little bit overnight, but still during the day tomorrow, we're looking at 15 to 20 with gusts higher. And once again, if you're in higher elevations or exposed areas, it'll probably be blowing even stronger than that. And that will cause some drifting of snow across the roads that will continue to cause some hazardous travel. Along with that, you wake up to the wind chills. They're going to be a little bit below 0 by Saturday. Noon, they're about 5 to 15, and they continue to fall as our temperatures also fall to the afternoon. By the time you get to 5 p.m., we're looking at nearly 20 below wind chills at this point. So that's why this is really going to be the factor and the danger going into Sunday is the wind chill, because Saturday night we're looking probably at 30 below in certain areas with wind chills, and Sunday it's just going to be bitterly cold. High temperatures will struggle to get to 0, but look at those wind chills. We're looking at 20 to 25 below occasionally at times, so definitely is going to be the danger part going into Sunday and Monday. So far, no wind chill advisories right now. It's all the way to the west, but I expect that to change. I think we will see more wind chill advisories or warnings being issued probably through about Tuesday right now, it looks like, with the way things going on. So if you want to break it up, temperatures dropping in the upper teens by morning. They're going to continue to fall tomorrow afternoon to the single digits. Wind chills will start getting to 20 below by at least Saturday afternoon, 30 plus potentially Saturday night, and that'll continue on to Sunday. Even we'll see wind chills probably Monday too. Speak of snow-wise, really the moderate stuff is beginning to lighten up a little after midnight. A lot of snow showers on Saturday, which is something you got to keep in mind of, just because if you're driving and you hit that might reduce visibility. And blowing and drifting will continue, and we might see even drifting continue on Sunday too, which will continue to cause some problems with road conditions. Otherwise, the big story next week is quiet but cold conditions. As you see, temperatures looking at the 10 to 15. We could see even 20 to maybe 30 below for lows on Sunday and Monday in some of the colder locations. And then we'll moderate a little bit next week. But overall, we're about 10 to 15 degrees below average with another front maybe Friday. Like I said, the good news, it's dry next week and quiet. We're not going to get rid of the snow, but with a good snowpack, anytime we clear out at night right now, we're going to drop real quick. So those temperatures are going to be cold next week.
And you said tomorrow we might see some snowmobilers out and about. The trails are ready for it?
We don't know. They got to probably get out there and groom them and get them in place.
Okay.
So we'll see. But I would assume they're going to be opening up this week at some point.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see. I've never seen it before. All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Yep.
Hey, coming up next in sports, the Eagles taking flight. UWL kicking off their gymnastics season with a meet against Simpson College. We'll see who stuck the landing after this.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
My doctor says I need an MRI. But where do I go? They're so expensive.
Sensible MRI costs a few hundred, not thousands. You could fill your fridge for a year with what you save. We can get you in the next day. Think of what you could do with the time you'd save. What do you have to lose? At Sensible MRI, you choose the time, you save the money, and you rest easy having your doctor refer you to Sensible MRI.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's where you'll find incredible savings on closeouts, floor samples, and overstocks. Sofas from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers, casual dining from John Thomas and Canadell, bedrooms by Canal Dover and Daniels Amish, and the area's best selection of quality leather from Stressless and Lazy Boy. It's all in stock, ready for immediate delivery, and all at real savings. Hurry in for the best selection during the January clearance. It's on now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
If you've been in a serious accident, you need a serious legal team. Bygoff and Rohde is the Western Wisconsin powerhouse. Attorneys who won't settle for less than you deserve. Call Bygoff and Rohde.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. I'm Kate Overton, filling in for Rob Schiff. Big night tonight. The UWL gymnastics team making their home debut over at Mitchell Hall. The Eagles are coming off of a second-place finish last year during the NCGA championships, and they've got another loaded team this season. Let's go over to Mitchell Hall. The Eagles were fired up, and Coach Casey Crawford had them locked in. We start on the vault. Lily Millington about to take off. Here she is, a good landing. That would earn her a 9.6. Good enough for the second best vault score, but the best goes to her teammate Rachel Chelsea. She was an All-American a year ago. Nails the landing and would finish with a 6 or a 9.625. The next event was the uneven bars, and the top score of this event went to Lauren Main. The routine was great, and here she is sticking the dismount, and she nails it. She would score a 9.675. UWL would go on to win the meet 188.95 to 178.72. All right, for the second time this week, Mother Nature has decided to take over, which has led to all of our high school sports being canceled for the night, including tonight's Midwest Player Classic games. Now, there are still games being played tomorrow down at the Lacrosse Center, but we've got an updated schedule, even different than the one I mentioned earlier this evening. So be sure to double check the games if you were planning on heading down tomorrow afternoon. Aquinas and Arcadia start at 11:30, followed by GET versus Fall Creek. Luther plays at 2:30. Onalaska plays at 4, and Holman has the nightcap set for 7 p.m. All of action from some of those early games tomorrow night. All right, how about some Big Ten basketball? Minnesota taking on Indiana. Gophers down 8, but Cam Christie going to knock down the 3-ball, cuts the lead to 5, but Indiana would start to heat up. Khalil Ware putting one up from deep, knocks it down, makes it a 10-point game. And in the second half, the Hoosiers pull away. Malik Rono works the paint, going to score here. Indiana would get the win 74-62. All right, tomorrow, the Badgers in action for an 11 a.m. game against Northwestern. Wisconsin still undefeated in Big Ten play, but Northwestern right behind them at 3-1, including a win over number 1 ranked Purdue. All of highlights of this one tomorrow evening. All right, NBA action tonight. Wolves trying to get back into the win column against the Trailblazers, up 6, and Mike Conley makes it 9 with the 3. And then in the second quarter, how about Naz Reid? The big man puts up a 3-ball of his own and nails it. Wolves up 14, but he can do more than shoot. Reid driving to the cup and throws down the poster dunk. That's going to get the bench fired up. The Wolves would go on to win 116-93 and improve to 27-11 on the year. In under 48 hours, the Green Bay Packers will be playing in some playoff football. Packers versus Cowboys Sunday at 3:30. These two teams have faced off 8 times in playoff history, with both teams winning 4 games. But this year's game is going to be a tough one for Green Bay. The Cowboys have been one of the best teams in the league all season long, and they're even better at home, a perfect 9-0. The big question comes on the defensive end. Will the defense be able to slow down CeeDee Lamb? He's been one of the best wide receivers all year long and creates a lot of problems.
They do a great job of, put them in different positions to get the football. I think Dak's playing at a really high level. You could argue he's playing as well as anybody in the league. And there's guys around him as well that take pressure off of him.
Lamb led the league in receptions during the regular season with 135, 16 more than anyone else. Like LaFleur said, Dallas is always trying to get the ball in his hands. We'll see if Green Bay has an answer on Sunday. And a good thing, the Packers are down in Dallas this weekend. Tomorrow night in Kansas City, the Chiefs-Dolphins game projected to be the 4th coldest game in NFL history. More news after the break.
Ashley's New Year's sale is extended. It's your last chance to shop Hot Buys for every room of your home. And right now you can shop new collections with 0% interest through January 2029 in-store only. Celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone from US Cellular.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Hey man, thanks for holding my beer.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks guys. I'll be here all night. See that?
What?
Hey, what's up? Not much.
I'm gonna need another beer. I swear, you're everywhere.
Yeah, man, I've been busy.
Escape the chaos of everyday life and experience true relaxation and improved health at Revive Wellness Spa. Unlike any spa in the area, Revive Wellness Spa is your first choice for self-care. Our services include red light therapy, meditation pod, an infrared sauna, a float tank, and so much more. Call or book online today and receive up to 60% off your first service. Don't forget to ask about our detox specials.
Ashley's New Year's mattress sale is extended with 0% interest through January 2029 on in-store mattress purchases. Get 50% off select Sealy mattresses or 25% off select Ashley Sleep mattresses. Only at Ashley.
Welcome back. Something unique from Monica, Joey, Chandler, Rachel, Phoebe, and Ross will be there for you.
Recognize those names? That is, if you have enough money.
Yeah, the Hanson's Auction House is placing 2 original scripts of Friends under the hammer. Officials there have the guide price started at around $760,000.
The episodes, the one with Ross's wedding, part 1 and part 2, were filmed at Fountain Studios in London. When work was done, these scripts were thrown into the trash, later to be picked up by an employee, placed in a drawer, and forgotten about for years.
Okay, 760 grand though. That's a little steep, huh?
Yeah.
Oof, my
700.
goodness.
Oh, I thought I read $760. Oh, grand.
No, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a
1,000.
lot.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it. I just started Friends because
Yeah.
I just finished the Matthew Perry autobiography, and you said you weren't
Not much
that
of a
big of a fan. All right.
Hot take.
Okay. More news after this.
At Doll Auto, we've had customers ask, why are your prices so low? The simple answer is, we price our pre-owned vehicles to sell. When you're shopping around, we want you asking, why are their prices so high? Doll Auto.
Listen, your deodorant just has to work. I use Secret, aluminum free. Just swipe and it lasts all day. Secret helps eliminate odor instead of just masking it. And hours later, I still smell fresh. Secret works. Oh, yes.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Are you ready to build your future? Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor is hiring and wants you to apply. Starting wage for laborers up to $18 per hour with a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience but a great attitude? Then apply today. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
Everyone wants to hire people who are ready to work and passionate about what they do. People that are ready for an opportunity, a job, a career. They just need you to believe in them. Thinkability Wisconsin, providing workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers. They're ready to work and shape the future. All you have to do is start with yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Miss Pac-Man, the new $3 instant scratch game based on the classic arcade game. Scratch each start position in the grid and follow the directions of the symbols. If your path runs into a bonus symbol or ends at a prize spot, you could win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
How much time do you spend comparing prices on pre-owned vehicles? At Doll Auto, we're comparing prices every day, all week, all year. Because we want our price to be the best price by far. Doll Auto.
All right, more wind tomorrow, some blowing snow, and then the bitter cold wind chills come. So that's what we'll be dealing with after Saturday.
And a snow emergency through the city of La Crosse through this weekend, so be aware of alternate side parking.
All right, stay safe, everyone, and have a good night.